Hello, this is Anthony from anthonysvirtualtours.com and welcome to part 4 of my video series on feature sheets. In this video I'll be showing you how you can go about creating a 4-page feature sheet for yourself using the feature sheet maker. So to get started, you will first need to arrive at the screen that you see here where it says edit or create a new feature sheet. And if you're wondering how you can get to the screen, please watch part 2 of my video where I show you how you can access the feature sheet maker. And once you do that, it'll become clear as to how you can arrive on the screen here. So the previous step in the screen was to select the property address, which I've already done, and part 2 of this video will make clear how you can do that as well. So once you select the property address, you then come on the screen here where you can do two things. You can edit an existing feature sheet. So if there's a feature sheet which you may have created and saved in the past, you can use the screen to edit that feature sheet. So for example, here's a 2-page feature sheet which I created and saved in the past on the 25th of June, and I can choose to edit that feature sheet using this button here where it says edit this feature sheet, and that'll take me into the 2-page feature sheet maker where I can edit this feature sheet. But of course, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to be creating a brand new 4-page feature sheet using the feature sheet maker. So to do that, I'll be clicking on this button here that says 4 pages under the heading create a new 2 or 4-page feature sheet, and that'll take me into the 4-page feature sheet maker. Okay, so here we are. This is the 4-page feature sheet maker. We'll be using this form to create our 4-page feature sheet. It looks slightly different from the 2-page feature sheet maker because obviously we are dealing with 4 pages instead of 2. Now if you look on the left hand side of your screen, you'll see some links here. So you'll see some links on the front page and the inside pages and back page. So if I click on, say, front page, it'll take me to the section on the feature sheet maker where I can start creating the front page. And say on the front page, if I want to access the number of bedrooms, bathrooms and stories, I can click on this link and it'll immediately take me to that section on the feature sheet maker where I can enter the number of bedrooms, bathrooms and stories. So these links here are just to help you navigate this feature sheet maker. Of course, I can choose to start from the top and then work my way towards the bottom. That way I can complete the feature sheet maker as well. Or I can use these links here to help me navigate this feature sheet maker. So what we are going to do is we're going to start from the very top and work our way down, and that way we'll complete the 4-page feature sheet maker. So I'm going to start with the feature sheet name, and as you can see, it took me to that section here. I'm going to enter a name, and I'm just going to say 4-page feature sheet for 350 Voltage Crescent. Now keep in mind that this name that I've given my feature sheet, this is just for tracking purposes only. It's not actually going to appear anyway on the feature sheet. Alright, we're going to get started. We're going to start with the front page. Before we begin, I just want to quickly show you a sample of a 4-page feature sheet that we're going to create. So here, what you're looking at is on the left hand side of your screen. Sorry, on the right hand side of your screen, you see the front of the feature sheet. So you can see the title on the very top plus the property value, the 2 images, the address, the bedrooms, bathrooms, the stories, the 5 features at the bottom, and the description. So we're going to start with the front, and then we're going to do the inside, which is essentially just 11 images that we need to select plus the 6 features and highlights at the bottom. And after we're done with the inside, we're going to deal with the back of the feature sheet. So let's start with the front here. You can also use this mockup that you see here as a reference to what the front of the feature sheet is going to look like. I can click on it to make it larger. So for example, I see your feature sheet title and price. So if you look under where it says begin front page, the feature sheet title that I give here, as well as the property value, that's going to go on the very top here. Similarly, if I go to select a front main large image that you can see here, it's going to go right over here. So you can use this mockup as a reference as well. Alright, so let's get started with the front of the feature sheet. So if you look on these links here on the front page, the first thing that you see is the sheet title and property value. So if I click on that, it'll take me to that section. Now as you can see, a property value is already property title is already pre-populated here, so I can leave this the way it is. It pulls this information from the virtual tour. You can choose to add some more stuff here if you want. I'm just going to leave it the way it is, and I'm going to enter a property value of 450,000. Now notice I'm not entering any dollar signs or decimals or commas. The system will take care of all that, so you don't have to worry about all that stuff. You can just enter the property value as is. Okay, so working my way down, the next thing I need to do is to select the front main large image. And if you look here under the sheet title and property, the next thing it says main large image, so I can even click on this and it'll take me to that section automatically. So to select an image, all you need to do is to click where it says no image selected, and that'll drop it down much like a drop down box. And all you need to do is scroll inside that box. It contains all the images that you would need for that property, and then simply select the image you want. So for example, I'm going to be using this image I see here as the main large image. So to select it, I simply click on it once, and that is the image that now becomes active for that for the front here. So the next thing I need to enter is the property address followed by the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and stories. So if I click on property address, it takes me to that section, and as you can see, the property address is already pre-populated here from the previous step where you had selected the property address. I'm just going to type in Ontario. So for the number of bedrooms, I'm going to say 3 plus 2. Number of bathrooms, I'm going to say 3. And number of levels of stories, I'm going to say 2. So next we need to select the second image on the front of the feature sheet. And again, to select an image, you just click on it to drop it down, and then simply select the image you want, and I'm going to use this image right here. So the last two things we need to do for the front of the feature sheet is the 5 features of highlights and a description. So I'm going to enter 5 features of highlights here. Notice that for each feature of highlight that I enter here, I have up to 60 characters that I can enter. And notice also that as I type, the number of characters here keep decreasing. So this gives me an idea of how many characters I have left until it gets to 0. So I'm going to start typing the 5 features here. I'm going to say quality, Paramount Home, 9 years, new, approximately 3,000 square foot. Bedrooms. So notice that I still have 8 characters left for the first feature and 5 characters for the second feature here. I can choose to fill it up if I want to, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause this recording, and I'm going to resume the recording after I've completed all 5 features as well as the 500 character description. Before I do that, notice that even for the description I have 500 characters here, so if I type, it shows me how many characters I have remaining here. So this gives me a good idea of how many characters I have for the description as well before it gets to 0. Okay, so I've resumed the recording after I've completed all 5 features as well as the 500 character description. Notice for the features I still have plenty of room. I can type some more if I want, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. For the 500 character description, notice that I've used up all 500 characters. I'm at 0 right now. So even if I try to type some more stuff here, it's not going to let me. Okay, so that takes care of the front of the feature sheet. We've completed all of these items here on the front page. The next thing we need to do is the inside page. So if I scroll down here, I will see the inside, or I can just click on this link here and it'll take me to the inside. This is the mock-up of what the inside is going to look like. For the inside, I just need to select 11 images and type up 6 features of highlights at around 120 characters each. And I can do that starting right here, begin inside pages. Before we begin the front page though, what I want to do is I want to save the work that I've done so far on the front page. So to do that, you will see on these links here, you will see a link that says save button towards the bottom. If you click on it, it's going to take you to the section where you'll see a big green button that says save my work. So you need to simply click this button once, wait until you get this pop-up that says feature sheet was saved after a few seconds, and then you just click OK, and that's gonna save the work that you've done so far on the front of the feature sheet. So now you can always close this window and then return to it at a later time, and you can resume from where you left off. Okay, so now that I've saved my work, maybe I want to preview my work also to see what the front of the feature sheet is going to look like if I were to go and print it out. So to do that, you can use one of these three images that you see here to preview your work. So let's say if I want to preview my work in a crimson colored feature sheet, I can simply click this button and it's going to open up a new window where I can see the work I've done so far on the front page. Alright, so as you can see, the front of the feature sheet is completed with the images that I'd selected as well as the information I typed in. Of course, what's remaining is the back, which I still haven't gotten to as yet, but the next thing I need to get to is the inside pages, which I'm going to do right now. Basically select 11 images as well as these 6 features of highlights at the bottom. Also keep in mind that when I clicked on the preview window, so here's the feature sheet maker. When I clicked on this image here, it opened up the preview in another tab. That tab is right here. So to get back to the feature sheet maker, all I need to do is to close this tab here, and that takes me back to the feature sheet maker. So I would recommend that you save your work every few minutes as you are creating the feature sheet, just so you don't lose the work that you've done so far. And of course you can do that by clicking this green button here. And also you may anytime click one of these images here to preview your feature sheet and see how it's coming along as you are creating it. Alright, so we're going to get started on the inside pages, and I'm going to do that by clicking this link here. So I'm going to quickly select 11 images that I need for the inside. And as you can see, it's again pretty simple. You simply drop it down, select the images that you want to use. Also, if at any time you want to know where image 1 or image 2 or image 3 is going to go on the inside, you can also click on this little blue screenshot icon that you see here, and that pops up a preview mockup of what the inside of the feature sheet is going to look like. And you can see inside image 1, image 2 and image 3 goes right here on top. So that's 3 images that we have just selected. Alright, so I've selected the 11 images that I need for the inside. The last thing I need to do for the inside is to select the 6 features and highlights, and I'm going to do that right now. So as I entered the features and highlights for the front page, as you can see here, I had about 60 characters each for the 5 features that I had to enter on the front. For the inside pages, I have up to 120 characters that I can type for each of these 6 features. And if you look at the mockup, you'll see that they appear here at the bottom of the inside of the feature sheet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the recording, and I will resume the recording after I've entered all 6 features. Okay, so I've resumed the recording after I've entered all 6 features on the inside, and that takes care of the inside pages. The next thing to do is to start on the back page, but before I get started on the back, I want to save the work that I've done so far, and I can do that if I scroll down. I'll come to the green button that says save my work. I click it once, I'll get the pop-up feature sheet was saved. I click OK, and that saves the work I've done on the inside page as well. What I also want to do is maybe preview the inside page to see what it looks like. So I can click that image there, it'll open up a new preview window. So there's the front, and then if I scroll down to the next page, I'll see the inside. And as you can see, the 11 images selected as well as the 6 features or highlights that I typed up at the bottom here. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is of course the back page. The only 2 things we need to deal with the back page is to select 6 more images for the back and deal with the agent's information section. So I'm going to start on the 6 images that we need to select here. Alright, so I've selected the 6 images that I need for the back. The last thing I need to do is the agent's information section here. So as you can see, for the agent's information section, there's really nothing much you would need to do here. What happens is that when you preview or download your feature sheet for printing, your profile information is automatically pulled from the server and applied to the feature sheet. And this is the information that you had entered when you registered on the site. What you can do here is select to display a secondary contacts information. So if there is an agent whom you closely work with in your office, you can choose to display their information on the feature sheet. But to do that, the secondary agent must be registered as well on anthonysvirtualtours.com, and also the registered information would need to be applied to your profile for their information to appear on the feature sheet. So to show you an example, I'm going to leave this unchecked for now, and I'm going to show you a preview of the feature sheet without the secondary contacts information. So as you can see right now, it's just your information that appears here, your picture, your name, designation, business number, cell number, email address, and website, as well as your company's logo, company's name, and company's address. However, if I choose, I can display the secondary contact information by simply clicking on this box here, or checking this box on rather. So once I put a check marks on this box, and now if I go to preview the feature sheet, and if I scroll down here to the agent's information section, you will see both the primary and the secondary agent's information displayed over here. So that's how you would display a secondary contact information if you wish. The other thing you can do is you can also choose to hide your own email address or website if for any reason you do not want to display it on the feature sheet. And if you look here, you can see by default the information, the boxes are checked on. So if you do not want to display your email address or website, you can simply uncheck these boxes, and in that way, when you go to download the feature sheet, the information will not, your email address and website rather, will not appear on the feature sheet. Okay, so that takes care of the back page. I'm going to save my work one last time. So the last thing that you would need to do here is to download the PDFs for printing. Now the only time you should be downloading the PDFs is after you've completed all 4 pages here on the feature sheet maker, and also after you've previewed the work, so this way you can see exactly what the downloaded PDF will look like. So to download the PDF, you simply click on one of these buttons that you see here. So for example, you like how the Crimson PDF looks on the preview, you can simply click on this Crimson button, and you'll see, you will either get a, depending on the browser you're using, you will either get a pop-up. In this case, it says save file, so if I click the OK button, it's automatically going to save the PDF to my computer. In your case, you may get a pop-up which shows you that the PDF is automatically downloading to your computer, in which case once it downloads, you can open it up and see what the downloaded PDF looks like. So here's the PDF file that got downloaded to my computer. Now since we're dealing with close to 19 high resolution images on this PDF, the download may take a few seconds to a few minutes, and that of course depends on the speed of your internet connection. In my case, I downloaded the PDF in under a minute, so I'm gonna now open up the PDF, and you can take a look and see what it looks like here. So here's the front and the back, and here's the inside pages, and of course they all contain high resolution images. So what you're looking at here is a 4-page feature sheet in landscape format, and when you would go to print it out, you would print it on a legal size 11 by 17 paper. This way, after it prints out, you would simply fold that paper in half right in the center here, and that would simulate a 4-page brochure type feature sheet. Right, so that covers the tutorial on how you can create a 4-page feature sheet using the feature sheet maker. Thank you for watching.